Done. Your younger version is ready.
It's like I'm looking at myself 35 years ago. She was supposed to make me a star again.
Don't forget, you have to change every 24 hours. Each body needs time to recover.
At home, I immediately transferred into my younger copy. And headed out to auditions. Finally, in front of the camera, I gave it my all.
Wow, that perfect beauty hides an incredible talent. We've found our new star.
And suddenly, I started feeling very sick. Sorry, I think I've got food poisoning.
You get out. But you better be fine for shoot tomorrow.
When I got back to the real me, the consequences hit immediately. No! I'm already too old! But the return to fame was worth a few wrinkles. To a second youth, I missed the camera so much. I didn't have time to recover. So, within hours, I was back on set.
Cut! What is this? Fat doesn't sell. People want perfect picture. If you don't slim down in the next 3 days, I'm replacing you.
The clone's body started to break down. By evening, I could barely stand. I needed help getting home. But I had no one to call. No family, no friends. By morning, I realized I'd missed the switch again.
Get to the set! No one's gonna wait for you!
The schedule was insane, and I kept breaking the rules. Day after day, until the filming was over. The consequences of skipping the switches were catastrophic. But I forgot all about that when I saw the trailer to my film. I'm a star again! We did it! But instead of being a triumph, it was a complete disaster.
Why are you hunched over like a granny? Smile wider.
My body started falling apart like a broken doll.
One more step and your career is over.
I urgently needed to switch bodies before both versions of me died. But it was too late. No! No! I'm nothing without you! Don't leave me! called the professor, begging for a new clone.
It can only be done once. This is your own fault. Your obsession with fame blinded you. It's over.
I forced my 40-year-old wife to sit in an ice bath because I didn't like the fact that she looked like an old woman.
John, I'm getting out. I'm terribly cold.
Endure it. But Emily was weak. She jumped out of the bathtub like a spring.
Your pursuit of youth is becoming dangerous to my health.
My wife was ready to come to terms with aging. With all the wrinkles, saggy skin, and pale complexion. But I wasn't. My attempts to slow down the process only gained momentum. The next day, I decided to quit my job. How could I stay young while working at a nursing home? I was surrounded by lonely and shriveled people there. That evening, I let my wife know about my decision. She was shocked. After all, we relied on my salary. But I convinced Emily that everything will be fine. We have a whole life ahead of us. It's enough time to earn money. Then I invited her to celebrate my freedom. Emily thought we'd go to a fancy restaurant. But that's old-fart entertainment, and I didn't like that. That's why we went to a new, trendy nightclub downtown. I was happy, as that was exactly what I was looking for. Dozens of young, progressive guys and girls enjoying life. I immediately led my wife to the dance floor so she could feel the atmosphere. But Emily didn't like that idea at all. And after a few songs, she grabbed her chest, sat down in a corner, and threw a handful of pills into her mouth.
John, I don't feel well because of this loud music. Let's go home.
I was not going to indulge her elderly whims, so I sent the unfortunate lady home to sleep. And started learning all about the new trends.
Bro, how do you like the potty? Say a few words for my blog.
The next morning, I woke up my wife at 6 a.m. Wake up, you old crone! It's time to make some money! I told my wife about how I met a famous influencer, and the way he made a fortune. We'll be filming a sports blog. Get dressed, we're going for a run! But Emily wasn't thrilled about it.
John, I still feel ill after yesterday. Get me my pills from the bathroom, please.
When I opened her medicine cabinet, it dawned on me. I was sure Emily's aging was all in her head and that she could get her youth back. So I replaced my wife's medicine with regular aspirin. And my theory worked. Emily didn't notice the swap. Soon after, she felt better, and we went for a run. But before we managed to run a single block, my wife grabbed her chest. At first, I thought she was pretending because she wasn't used to it. But as I got close to her, I realized that the situation was much worse than I thought.
John, I can't get up. Call 911.
Emily was hospitalized. The doctor told me that my wife needed more rest. That made me furious. Rest? Age is just a number. But the doctor insisted that my wife should lead a peaceful life. Otherwise, she could have a heart attack. I had to wait for Emily to recover. Mentally, I said goodbye to a fun life. But then, a pretty nurse walked out of my wife's ward.
Your mom is fine. She's sleeping now.
At that moment, I knew that Emily was not the right person for me, and her condition was dragging me down. Let mommy rest while we grab a few cocktails. What do you say? I asked the nurse out on a date. That evening, we ended up in bed together. Our affair developed very quickly. Young, hot, and full of energy, Rachel gave me a new life. Dancing all night long, very few hours of sleep, doing sports, and lots of other entertainment. Finally, I reached my goal. I felt young. I told Emily about filing for divorce while she was still recovering at the hospital. I handed her all our savings so I could finally get rid of that burden. However, after a while, I started experiencing some difficulties. It was getting harder and harder for me to get out of bed in the morning. I was having muscle spasms and terrible headaches from the lack of sleep. I blamed it all on the fact that my body was still getting used to my new life. I didn't have enough money either. Because my new girlfriend had some astronomical demands. I was forced to work at night at a bar. And soon my body couldn't take it anymore. When I woke up for another run, I felt really bad. A severe migraine made me dizzy. And it took me a long time to find my contact lenses.
Hey, handsome. How long do I have to wait for you?
To avoid embarrassing myself, I decided to ditch the lenses. We hadn't even made it past a block when I started having shortness of breath. I stopped at the crossroad to rest and regain some strength. At that moment, a minivan turned around the corner, and I didn't notice it due to my poor eyesight. Thank God I got away with just a few scratches and a minor scare. The car slowed down and Rachel managed to pull me onto the sidewalk. But what happened next was worse than any accident. My young girlfriend didn't expect me to turn into a pathetic old man and decided to dump me right at the hospital.
I'm sorry, but you're dragging me down.
I finally realized that I couldn't hide my age and went back to Emily. After all, she had always been fine with it.
Too late. I found someone who thinks not just about himself, but also about me.
Without love, money, or my fake youth, I ended up going back to working at the nursing home. While looking at those people, I understood that I'm not the future. The future is something good that I can leave behind long after I'm gone.